Skinstructors tip of the week. Never stop being a student. Even if you've been an esthetician for years, there's always something new to learn. The beauty industry evolves faster than ever. New technologies, ingredients, techniques, even client expectations. So instead of thinking, I already know that, try shifting to, what can I learn from this? That mindset keeps you sharp, relevant, and inspired. Set a goal to take at least one new class or certification before the end of the year. You'll be amazed how much it reignites your passion.
Welcome back to the Skinstructors. I'm Morgan.
And I'm Jolie, and today we're diving into the topic of professional development, especially continuing education opportunities.
Absolutely. I'm really excited for this topic. Obviously, with the Skinstructors podcast, we are here to educate, and this is one of my favorite topics because I think continuing education is so important for this industry. It's ever changing, and I'm ready to dive in. But hold on, before we dive in, I do want to shout out one of our amazing listeners. We had a really great review that came through. And reading it, it's Morgan and Jolie are amazing teachers. I learned so much from this podcast. Even as an esthetician myself, I always get so excited when I see that they've uploaded another episode. And this is from Barry Claire 4.
Oh, that makes my heart so happy.
I know, she's the best. Thank you, Barry Claire. And just messages like this really remind us why we're here and why we're doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so before we jump into today's episode, I have to admit something. We totally missed mentioning National Esthetician Day last Wednesday on the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. Classic us.
Sorry about that. We did. I will give Jolie credit. She posted a really nice post on Instagram, and I just really want to thank everybody who is an esthetician out there. You're the heart of this industry, and educating, empowering, and helping clients feel confident in their own skin.
Yeah, absolutely. We love you, Esties. Alrighty, so diving into today's episode. So we really want to talk about why continuing education matters. It keeps your skills current, and that's so important in this industry. It's going to help build your confidence and your credibility, and it's going to prevent burnout, and it kind of sparks some new passion. Anytime that we go to a conference or we get trained on a new service, or even a new product, I get so excited and I feel real reinvigorated and excited to jump into something new. And then most of the time, continuing education classes are often required for your license renewal every 2 years, depending on what state you're in, probably. So those are why you need your CE hours.
Absolutely. In the state of Ohio, we need 8 hours every 2 years, which that's easy peasy, guys.
Yeah,
Come on.
not much.
Super easy. Usually it's partially, related to safety and sanitation. But if you can find a course that offers the 2 hours of safety and sanitation plus an interesting topic to you, that's always amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some of our favorite continuing ed options, we really like learning about advanced modalities. In Ohio, we're really limited on what kind of services we're able to do as estheticians, but it's still really cool to sit in on those rep conversations when they come in. If you're working somewhere that offers microneedling, lasers, advanced peels, sitting in on those rep lunch and learns, or maybe they'll pop in and just chitty chat with you. It's so nice to just hear about what's out there, because guess what happens? Your clients come in and they ask you about it.
Yeah. And it's good for you to know too, just so that way you can refer your clients out. So that way they can still get to their goals, not just by getting their treatments from you, but also helping advance that to things like microneedling and lasers and things like that.
And product knowledge trainings are always super helpful. So if you have a particular product line that you carry in your spa, lean in on those reps and ask them to come in, do some continuing education, ask them if there's webinars that you can be hopping on. A lot of skincare lines after 2020 started to develop these certifications, and you can hop online and take a couple extra classes, and they're always really fascinating to me, learning more about ingredients and
Yeah.
how the technologies work together. It's really helpful.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, of course, there's conferences, there's expos. My personal favorites, I love Science of Skin, of course. We talk about that all the time. We also went to Pigmentaria Symposium. So while it's not directly advertised to estheticians, it's really fascinating to be in a room with dermatologists who are like-minded, they're passionate about skin, and they're willing to share their knowledge and studies. And so we really love those. I've been to the Face and Body Expo before. Love that one. That's really fun. Julie, have you been to any other ones that you liked?
Yeah, I've actually even just been to like the Premier Columbus in downtown Columbus, and it's just like a big hair, skin, and nails expo. And even then, it kind of introduces you to different lines, maybe that you hadn't even heard of, or different treatments and modalities before. So that was really interesting too, getting to just network a little bit more and learn a little bit more about product lines that I didn't currently offer.
Yeah, and meet other estheticians here in Columbus.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Other ones that, we like, we tend to gravitate a lot towards online learning platforms. There's Teachable, there's Coursera. I like that one. It's, you can find classes on business. You can find classes on like cosmetic chemistry. I don't feel like the subscription is too much. There's also Patreon where, maybe you follow a particular esthetician who has a Patreon account and you can subscribe on there. We listen to a lot of podcasts
I was just gonna
too.
say that. Yeah, podcasts are a huge one for me.
Yeah, the one that I'm really honed in on right now is the Beauty Brains.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're long episodes, like usually around 45 minutes to an hour, but I'll listen to it, with a couple drives to work, and I just learned so much. And I know they have a Patreon account that you can subscribe to. So there's lots and lots to learn out there. Just do a little research, and I don't think that you would be, I think that you would miss out if you don't focus in on business workshops too.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, choosing the right course. So you want to choose something that's going to align with your long-term goals. So for instance, when I first graduated SD school, you're coming out with just the basics. So I knew I wanted to offer dermaplaning. I knew that I didn't feel super confident with chemical peels. And so I wanted to take like another chemical peel class just to learn a little bit more and actually do a real chemical peel and feel a bit more confident in that. So those were a couple that I took right out of school. And to this day, I'm so grateful I did because I loved them. You also want to verify the educator's credentials. This is huge. You want to make sure that one, they're a licensed esthetician, but also someone that maybe has their instructor's license or are able to offer your CE hours, because not everyone that offers these extra continuing education classes are able to use as your continuing education hours. So you want to make sure if you are wanting to take classes for that reason specifically, you really want to make sure that they offer that.
Well, not only that, it's obviously valuable to get to those continuing ed hours.
Yeah.
But also, not every instructor is as good as the next instructor.
Absolutely.
So at least if you know somebody, that the person teaching the class is an aesthetic instructor or some kind of educator, they have some education and background on teaching others, and that's really helpful.
It does. It is very helpful. I don't know about you, but I got really lucky with a lot of my continuing education classes that I took. But but I did a lot of research with them too. I looked up the reviews and kind of asked around in my industry. I had to drive about an hour outside of my town to take these classes, but again, it was totally worth it. But I did a lot of research into it.
Yeah.
And then know whether it's hands-on or if it's just theory. This is important too. If you're looking for more of a hands-on class, you're going to be disappointed if you show up and it's only theory. A lot of the times, if you email, or sometimes these classes on their websites will even have an agenda for that day, talking about everything that you're going to go through. So just double check that it has those. And then budget your time and money wisely. Look for ones that are within your price range. And I think a lot of classes now actually offer buy now, pay later too.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. So like Klarna, Afterpay, and things like that.
That's awesome.
I think that's incredible. Yeah, totally worth it.
Okay, so you mentioned a couple classes that you had taken before. Which one was your favorite? Like, is there one that reignited your passion?
Yeah, actually, one of my favorite classes I took was when I went to HFX for Boss Scout in New York. It's for anyone that doesn't know, it's Hydrofacials on-site training. It's 2 days and it's fabulous. I hadn't been providing full-time as an esthetician for a little over a year at that point, and it was just so nice to like jump back into a training like that and getting to do protocols again. And it really, things like that make me really miss like being a full-time provider.
Yeah, I love that. And you were able to share that with your team.
Absolutely. How about you?
I think that while it wasn't in my state, so I wasn't necessarily able to apply the continuing ed hours to Ohio, I still could use the continuing ed hours to renew my NCEA. So science of skin, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
And last thing I want to talk about with, options here, I think that it goes a long way when you're willing to share your education too. And that is going to position you as a leader in this industry, that you're not gatekeeping, you're not holding on to this knowledge, that you're willing to share with your coworkers, if you have any, of course.
Yeah.
But I think it goes a long way with people when you come back from a workshop or some kind of education and you sit down and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Like, look at all this stuff that I learned about, and you're going through and you're sharing, like that's just, it's not always as common as people would hope it would be. And that's really going to set yourself apart as a leader for sure.
Absolutely.
So once you get back from a training, how can you apply what you learn? What tips do you have, Jolie?
Yeah. How can you apply what you learn? So personally for me, I like to make some of these trainings that we go to or conferences, you learn a lot. So I like to jot down a list of like things that I like, most important things that I took away from it. And I kind of like have a little debrief with myself, and it's like, okay, what do I want to start implementing, or what do I want to start sharing? Like, what knowledge do I want to start sharing, and kind of go from there with it. Cause it can be a little overwhelming with some of the things.
Yeah.
So one thing that I want to do is, if I'm doing a hands-on training, I want to practice my new techniques
right away.
I do not want to lose that.
Yep.
When I first learned dermaplaning, when I came home, like I was like, Mom, Grandma, Aunt Chrissy, I'm dermaplaning all of your faces. And I did, because I didn't want to lose
that muscle
memory. Yeah.
Perfect. I think another thing that you can do is post any highlights or insights on your social media too. I think that's gonna, if you're practicing and working on clients, like your clients want to see that you're interested, you're invested in learning and growing, and they want to hear about what new techniques you learned and knowledge that you took away. So I think sharing as much as you're comfortable sharing, like, you should do that.
I agree. And it's always fun to come back and talk to your clients like, "Oh my gosh, this weekend I just did
Yes.
this new training on this service and I'm so excited to roll it out for you." Like I remember I used to do that all the time. If I did an online training or an in-person training, I'd be like, "I just learned this new technique and I'm so excited to roll it out. Here's what it is, so keep it in mind."
Okay, I have a tip for our listeners. If you're struggling with a service, let's say you offer chemical peels and you're like, ugh, I offer them, but I don't do a whole lot of them. Tell your clients that you just came back from an awesome training and start talking about it. Because I think that is something that estheticians struggle with. It's like, how do I bring this up? I haven't done chemical peels in a minute. Like, how do I get my client to do this and awkwardly like start talking about it? Just tell them you went to a training, that you just learned something really cool about it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a good segue
Yeah.
into it. And clients get excited when you
You're
get
excited.
excited about your services or your education.
Yep, absolutely. All right, time for your homework assignment for the week. So I would like you to write down 2 to 3 topics or skills that you've been curious about.
Yeah. And then I want you to pick one and research how to learn it, whether it's a workshop, a class, or an online course.
And then once you have narrowed down on that one, share your pick with us. Tag us at ST Training on Instagram, or you can DM us. And we love to hear what you have going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we hope this inspired you to keep learning and keep investing in yourself.
And if you found this helpful, please leave us a review, just like Berry Claire 4. It really helps the show grow.
And thanks for listening to the Skinstructors. Don't hesitate to educate.